What made the kindest guy you ever knew tell everyone to go to hell? Everyone at First Baptist knew Wilbur was the backbone of our church. He'd been volunteering as janitor for 30 years, never missing a single Sunday. Wilbur always arrived at 5 a.m. to unlock the doors, brew coffee for the early prayer group, and set up 200 chairs perfectly aligned in rows. Even after services, while everyone rushed to lunch, he'd stay until dark, scrubbing crayon off pews, sanitizing bathrooms, and gathering forgotten Bibles to place in the lost and found. Last month, Wilbur's wife, Dolores, had a stroke. She came home from the hospital paralyzed on her left side, needing a special medical bed, oxygen equipment, and a wheelchair ramp. Wilbur requested the church's help that Sunday, something he'd never done before, and explained he needed help moving the heavy equipment from the medical supply store to their house. "I know everyone's busy," he said, wringing his hat in his hands, "but Dolores can't come home until we get this equipment set up. I just need maybe 4 strong backs for an hour." Pastor Hutchins nodded, and several others agreed immediately, while Deacon Boyle patted his shoulder and said, "Don't you worry, Wilbur. We take care of our own." Saturday morning, Wilbur waited on his porch wearing his only good shirt, the one with the cross Dolores embroidered on the pocket 20 years ago. He'd made sandwiches for the volunteers, bought cases of water, and cleared out the entire living room to make space for Dolores's medical bed. The supply truck arrived at 9 a.m. sharp. Wilbur kept checking his flip phone, calling Deacon Boyle twice, but it went straight to voicemail. He tried the pastor next, then every member of the church he had the number for. Nobody answered. The delivery driver said they could only wait 30 minutes. Wilbur, at 74 years old with a bad back, tried lifting the bed frame himself while the drivers watched, since they refused to do anything more than they were required to. His hands were bleeding from the metal edges when he finally gave up. The truck left with all the equipment still in it. Wilbur sat on his porch until noon, those sandwiches going stale in the sun. That evening, he opened Facebook on Dolores's tablet. There was Boyle, posting photos from the mall with his entire family. Pastor Hutchins had checked in at Topgolf, along with half the younger generation. Every single person who'd promised to help had been out having fun, while Wilbur sat waiting. The next morning, Wilbur still showed up at 5 a.m. to unlock the church. He set up every chair, made the coffee, and turned on the heat. But before Hutchins could start, Wilbur stood up and announced, "I wanted to thank everyone who helped yesterday." The entire church shifted uncomfortably. Boyle actually had the nerve to speak up. "Wilbur, buddy, you know how Saturdays are. Everyone's got family obligations. Maybe you should have picked a better day." A few people murmured agreement. "Besides," Pastor Hutchins added, "you can't just ask our brothers and sisters for such a huge burden." Wilbur stared at them for the longest moment, his jaw working like he was chewing something bitter, and then he snapped. 30 years, Wilbur said, his voice suddenly sharp as broken glass. 30 goddamn years of cleaning up after every single one of you. Everyone gasped all at once, unable to believe that Wilbur had just raised his voice. "You," he pointed at Boyle, "your daughter had her wedding here. Who decorated for free? Who stayed until 3 a.m. cleaning up when your drunk relatives destroyed the hall? Who paid to replace the tablecloths they ruined with red wine?" His voice rose with each word. "Pastor Hutchins, when your gambling problem meant the church couldn't pay utilities, who covered the electric bill for 6 months?" The pastor's face turned purple. Wilbur pulled out his massive keyring, the one everyone recognized. "You want to know something? I changed every lock in this building yesterday afternoon. Every single one. Your Christmas service is in 3 days. Good luck getting in." He walked down the aisle past the stunned faces. Dolores needed just 1 hour. 1 hour and 30 years. Merry effing Christmas. The church door slammed so hard the stained glass windows rattled. The church had to hold Christmas service in the parking lot in freezing weather, and no one has seen Wilbur since.